these are the steps. I know they're like sideways right now, but these are the steps that we have done so far. Okay. So day one of this project, we picked three, or some of you picked more animals, and you just drew their body parts, like very specific parts of the animal. Okay. The day after that, we took these sketches and we made a first draft or a first sketch of what our animal might look like. Now, I want you to remember that I mentioned many times to fill the paper. So you're going side to side, top to bottom, making the biggest animal that you can. Okay. Now, on Wednesday of last week, we took this sketch and this rough draft. We got a white plain piece of paper and we redrew it, but a little bit nicer, a little bit bigger. We added some more details and we made it look exactly the way we wanted our final copy to look. Okay. The steps that I feel people should be on today are finishing up drawing your final animal and then taking a black marker or a Sharpie, so I just use a Crayola marker, and tracing over your pencil lines so it looks nice, neat, and finished. And then I would go in and erase some of those pencil lines that you might still be able to see so it looks really nice and finished. Okay, a lot of you have already done this. You've gotten your animal done, you've traced it. The next step is going to be coloring. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on here. I am going to let you use whichever material you would like to use to color. I'm not going to have us use paint just because paint on this thin piece of paper doesn't work super well. But I want you to notice kind of how things look different. This head right here is done with colored pencil. Now I want you to notice I colored in one direction. What I do not want to see from my third graders is anyone taking their colored pencil or their crayons or whatever and scribbling. Okay, that means you're coloring up and down, you're coloring side to side, you're coloring diagonal, and it's kind of all over the place. I know that as third graders, you can do a really nice job with coloring. I don't want to see anyone like going this way and then going this way and then going this way and doing it like that. To me, that looks super messy. And as third graders, again, I'm having higher expectations for your coloring. So what I like to do is I just lightly start in one direction, and it could be up and down. You could start side to side. You could do it kind of diagonally, but I would just pick one direction and stick with it. So that's what I did with the head. I actually did diagonal lines. So you can kind of see like my diagonal lines are going up here. And then I started with purple and I went all the way to kind of this tan color. The way you color your project third grade is up to you. If you want to do something like this, that's totally an option. But if you want it to just be one color, that's an option. You could give it stripes. You could give it polka dots. You could design it whichever way you want. Remember, it's your imaginary animal, so you can be as creative as you want, okay? This one is colored pencil. All right, the wing here is marker. Now notice, I am also coloring it in one direction. So again, I don't want to see anyone coloring this way and then coloring this way and then coloring this way. To me, that looks messy and it's scribbling. So what I like to do with markers is I just start in one direction. And that's how I color. And again, you can start diagonally, you can start up and down, you can start side to side. Doesn't matter to me, as long as you keep it nice and clean. Oh, look how good that looks. All right, so that's what I did with my wing. I did one direction, one direction, one direction, one direction, okay? So that's a marker. Again, you can design it however you want, it's your animal. And then the body here, I did crayon, and I added a little bit of texture on mine to make it look like it was furry. Okay, so I took the crayon, and after I colored it in one direction, one color, I went in and I did like little lines like this over and over and over again to make it look like it had some fur, since mine is supposed to be a lion body. All right, so that would be the only time that you could maybe color in different directions, is if you're adding a little bit of texture or fur to your project. I did not do the background on mine, but I would also like you to do the background. So if I were to do my background, I'd probably add like maybe a sun, maybe add some clouds, maybe do like some grassy ground, and then like a blue sky. So I don't have my background colored, but I would really like you to do your background as well. So the whole thing should be filled with color. Yes, if you would like to, you can use crayons on one part, color pencils on another part, markers on another part. You could use all of them. You can mix them together. It's totally up to you. Great question.